Hello guys, Solitaire Game here, back from another part of Killer Queen, and let's get started. Soichi then crouched down to the girl. I'm Soichi Matsurugi, and you are...
Sakumi. Himehagi Sakumi desu.
And thus the two of them met. Sakumi's story was more or less the same as Soichi. She was taken when she was on her way home. When she woke up, she was on bed with a collar around her neck and the same portable game console nearby. She couldn't stand not knowing where she was, so she immediately left her room and explored till she came across Soichi. And so here they were. Then there are more rooms in this place. Two of them went back into the room where Soichi had woken up and sat on the floor as they exchanged information.
はい、ちょっとですけど、こういう部屋がいくつもあって、長い通路があって、迷路みたいです。
I just don't get any of this.
すみません。
She sounds exactly like Kotonoha from school days. No, I wasn't talking about what you said. When he heard Sakumi apologize, Soichi immediately dismissed her worries. I'm at a current situation.
そうですね。
Sakumi gave a nod of approval. When she did, Soichi caught a glimpse of a collar around her neck. Its matte silver surface shined dully in the light. Sorry, can I take a look at that real quick? Soichi pointed to his collar as she said that. I can't exactly see mine, you see.
ああ、はい、構いませんよ。後で私にも見せてください。
Sounds good. Sakumi agreed, then daintily raised her chin. The girlish way she did this caught him off guard, but Soichi still reached for his hand towards out for a collar. The texture was the same. In fact, everything about it had been just as he imagined it. Its cylindrical shape, the 2 centimeter thick metal, how it had been designed to fit perfectly around the human's neck. Judging by its luster, he figured it was made out of stainless steel or aluminum, but he could tell just from experience that alone that it was extremely sturdy. Normally you'd think there'd be a visible joint or seam where the collar came together, but he couldn't find one. If there was, it was well hidden on the internal surface. What's a strange collar? Soichi sat back down when he finished looking it over. By the way, you also woke up with that around your head. What's wrong?
なんでもありません。
Sakumi's cheeks were flushed. Your face is all red. Are you feeling okay? Soichi got worried when he remembered how Sakumi had panicked earlier.
すみません。大丈夫です。本当は男の人に首のあたりを見られているんだなって思ったら、なんだか恥ずかしくなってしまっただけで。
Oh, I see. Sorry. She was a girl around his age. It had completely slipped his mind given their present situation and all. Now that I understood why she blushed, Soichi breathed a sigh of relief. He knew he was being overly conscious of her, but he couldn't help it. She looked too much like her. Anyway, you wanted to take a look, right? Soichi stammered this out to dispel the awkward atmosphere between them.
はい。
Here you go! Soichi smiled at Sakumi, then tilted his head up to present his neck to her. Go ahead.
ありがとうございます。
Sakumi drew her face closer to Soichi to get a better look at his collar. She was so close now that it looked like she was going in for a kiss. Ooh, I see. This certainly could be embarrassing. Soichi mentally chuckled. Once she had her fill of examining Soichi's collar, Sakumi backed away from him and sat down. He wasn't sure if she managed to come up with anything new or had just given up altogether.
どうもありがとうございます、みつるぎさん。
No problem.
でも何もわかりませんね。
Just that these collars are really sturdy.
そうですね。
Sakumi and Soichi exchanged troubled looks. Well, this is the only thing remotely close to a clue that I have for now. As he said that, Soichi took out the portable game console. He pressed the switch, making the rules function. Release conditions tabs appear again.
私のも同じもののようです。
Sakumi took out a similar gadget and stared at it. This game console, well, it's probably a PDA. Actually, it has a lot of stuff on it. Can't make heads or tails of what I've seen so far.
そうなんですか?
Sakumi apparently hadn't checked hers out yet. She tilted her head at his question. Yeah, though I haven't actually read any of it yet. Suichi continued fiddling with the PDA. Looks like the rules part here. Suichi touched the tab that says rules. He'd been about to check the PDA in more detail earlier, but had been distracted by Sakumi's footstep. Now he had a chance to take a better look. The screen changed completely and now a wall of text appeared. This is it. There are now 4 paragraphs showing up on Suichi's PDA. All players have explosive collars attached to their necks. Players who have fulfilled their release conditions can remove their collars by inserting their PDA into the connector on their collar. If a player attempts to connect to a PDA before fulfilling their release conditions, their collar will detonate 15 seconds later. Each player will be given 4 out of 9 rules. Players will be assigned rules 1 to 2 and then 2 random ones from 3 to 9. Assembling 3 to 4 players into a group should be enough to reveal all 9 rules. There are 13 PDAs in all total. Each PDA has a different release condition stored in it. Each player is assigned one specific PDA at the start of the game. Just as Rule 1 applies, your PDA release condition applies to you alone, if it is impossible to remove your collar with someone else's PDA. If you attempt this, your collar will detonate. So you can remove your collar only with the PDA you were given at the very start of the game. 6 players who survive for 73 hours will be declared the winner and will have a prize of 1 billion yen split among them. PDA system. The following icon will appear when you bring your mouse cursor to the upper left-hand corner of the screen. By doing this, you can review the game rules whenever you want. Detonate? Are you kidding me? Could it handle the idea of colors and PDA? A detonation? Is this someone's idea of a joke? Sakumi leaned forward and peeked at Suichi PDA.
本当です。なんでしょう、これ。
Sakumi raised her eyebrows at the thought of this. This has to be a joke.
私の方にも同じことが書いてあります。
Sakumi was looking down at her own PDA as she said this. Suichi felt his grasp on reality quickly fading away again. He would have understood if this was a simple kidnapping, but with all this talk of detonating collars, it was too insane not to be a joke, so it's a death game.
いたずらでしょうか?
No one would take it that far. Sakumi seems to be thinking about the same thing. She gave a confused smile as she apparently started to accept this belief as reality. Sakumi-san, maybe we weren't kidnapped. Perhaps we're on some sort of candid camera quest TV show.
そうかもしれませんね.
Sakumi smiled broadened. Maybe we overlooked something. Let's keep checking our PDA for more information.
はい.
Is there a connector for this thing on the front of our collars? Suichi gestured to the front of his own collar.
それっぽいですね. PDA の下のところのコネクターがはまりそうです.
Sakumi casually tried to insert the PDA into the connector. Hey, wait, stop!
はい.
Sakumi stopped her hand just in time. The PDA said the collar would explode if we did that, right?
でも冗談じゃないんでしょうか?
You're gonna die! That's what I want to believe, but if this thing really does explode, I have a feeling we're gonna get more than mildly burned.
冗談だと思うんですけどね.
Do you wanna die? Sakumi looked unsatisfied. I agree, but I think we should test that theory later. We shouldn't do anything till we know a little more. I mean, you don't want to get third-degree burns, right? He did think it was some sort of prank, but on the other hand, it was so extreme that he didn't want to find out that he was wrong in the worst way possible. Even a small firecracker-like explosion would still be strong enough to cause serious injury.
そうですね.
Sakumi said that and quietly lowered her hands.
ところで、この解除条件って何でしょうね?
Huh?
解除条件を満たさないで PDA を首輪につけると爆発って書いてあるじゃないですか。だから条件は何だろうって思いまして。
He'll probably tell us if I press the corresponding tab. As he said this, Suichi touched the part of the screen that said return. When he did, the previous menu that said rules, function, release conditions reappeared. And then I touched the icon here like this. As soon as he pressed it, the display changed again. Killed the owner of the... He just started reading it when all of a sudden. Boom. The sound that Suichi had only heard in movies echoed throughout the room. The sound of an explosion. Sakumi-san, let's go. Suichi frankly stood up, almost dropping his PDA in the process.
Hi.
Sakumi compiled and rose to her feet as well. The sound they heard had been loud and clear. Although not much, the building itself had so shaken as a result. It was safe to assume the explosion came from not too far away, perhaps a few dozen meters or so. Suichi shoved his PDA into his pocket and hastily pulled the door open, bolting out into the hallway. Maybe it came from this direction. This was the second time Suichi had ventured out into the hallway. A closer look revealed that the hallway was much cleaner than the rooms, with not even a speck of dust to be found anywhere. Maybe the hallways were used frequently, but he didn't have time to think about it. The only thing he could focus on right now was the explosion he heard earlier.
すぐ先に曲がり角がありました。多分そっちだと思います。
Sakumi said this using her knowledge of the place from when she walked around the hallways a little while earlier. Got it, thanks. Suichi nodded and they ran off in that direction. As if they didn't know the layout of this place or where they were going, it took them about 10 minutes to get to where they were trying to go. After turning the corner and searching for several rooms, they finally stumbled upon what they were looking for. First thing that caught them off guard when they entered the room was how many people there were. To be specific, 5 people with matching collars around their neck was present. When Suichi and Sakumi entered the room, their gaze converged on the pair all at once. But a second later, they turned their attention back to the opposite end of the room. Since those 5 were blocking their view, Suichi and Sakumi couldn't make out what they were staring at. What's going on? The way those 5 were acting sent shivers up Suichi's spine. Did someone die? He remembered his encounter with Sakumi, of how they had been initially afraid and suspicious of each other because they thought the other was the culprit. However, this encounter was completely different. Whatever had their attention now must have been more important than their arrival. Let's check it out, Sakumi-san.
Hi.
Sakumi was just as nervous as Suichi, her face frozen like marble. But her circumstances were slightly different than his. She noticed how serious Suichi's expression had become. No way. Oh wow, there was a body with its head cut off. And yeah, that was not pretty to look at. That was pretty gross. Wow, that was so sick. Seeing that body without a head. What the hell happened? Suichi couldn't help asking this, despite the fact that he knew the answer. Or did he not just want to believe it? One of the 5, a young man, said this with a stiff expression. Suichi's eyes were transfixed on him. He said that, then pointed to his own collar. Sakumi's body stiffened again the instant she heard those words. Realizing from that reaction that she was about to fall to her knees, Suichi held her tighter to keep her on her feet. In reality, this turn of events had sent everyone besides this young man falling on their backsides. No one could blame them after seeing something like that. Then this isn't a joke after all. Suichi finally managed to speak, holding Sakumi close to himself. He didn't do it out of affection or attempt to be comforting. He did it so he could stay on his feet. This wasn't a joke. It was for real. Suichi and Sakumi finally realized the gravity of the situation. The horrible sight in front of them had opened their eyes to reality. The 7 of them lay frozen on the spot for a while, but they eventually made their way to the adjacent room after agreeing to exchange information. The one who suggested this information exchange was one of the 5, a middle-aged woman with sophisticated clothing. After moving into the neighboring room, the 7 of them sat down, not saying a single word to each other for a while. The reality of the situation they were in had taken its toll. But the group gradually began to regain their wits about them and started thinking rationally about what to do next. The exception was Sakumi, who sat next to Suichi and kept taking deep breaths over and over again. She clearly hasn't responded from that. She clearly hasn't recovered from that shock.
さて、 そろそろ自己紹介くらいしてみましょうかね。座っているだけってほど余裕はなさそうだし。
And this is where I'll be stopping off for a day. Thank you for watching this part of Killer Queen. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and please comment if you found anything interesting in the video.